It's your floor.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you. This is our
Oh, did you want to
Budget
do some sort of
presentation.
intro? Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. We hopefully have our numbers all together and checked and in good comparison. So you should have a handout of the slide presentation that we have. So starting off, our first slide is actually the almost finished roundabout intersection improvement out at Alcar Road and Darby Creek Drive. It is now finished and open, but that was a aerial view we took. Just to catch up with the people that are watching, we have two lines of business. One is our county engineer road management side, and the other is the drainage engineer stormwater management side, which is our team we have working with us. Doing the road management side, we have 5 categories, our 5 programs: our roadway infrastructure, our bridge infrastructure, emergency response, the survey program, and the mapping program, as usual. For our roadway program, we have some key measures we look at every year to see how well we're doing, and with the goal of 80% of the roadway infrastructure completed on time. Right now, for this year, we are at 100%, getting those open and traffic moving, and also 95% of the infrastructure projects constructed within budget. Sometimes that's a challenge, but right now we are still at 100% for 2016. 2 more key results we look at is keeping the roadways free of snow and ice within 6 hours of a snow and ice event. Our goal is 90% of the time, and we have at 16 out of 17 events last year, we were at 94%. And that's actually a picture of one of our trucks going through the rodeo circuit that we put together to make sure that the drivers are well trained for the season coming up. The other category is keeping track of our signalized intersections and making them operate at a level of service C or better. And with the goal of 90%, we've been achieving 96%. Some of the projects we've completed this year, roadway projects, were, as I mentioned, the Alcar and Darby Creek Drive roundabout, which is also pictured in the background there. The Alum Creek Drive and Toy Road intersection improvement. Winchester Pike at Bixby Bryce intersection realignment. That's realigning Bixby and Bryce together into one intersection. And the Kinnear Road and Kenny Road improvement that included a multi-purpose path on the north side of Kinnear, which has been very popular. 2 projects that we were working on this year but are continuing into 2017 are the Hamilton Road in Gahanna from Clark State to US 62, and then Riggins Road from Avery Road to Wilcox, which is both in Hilliard and City of Columbus. So again, 2 of our projects for 2017 are the Hamilton Road and Riggins Road, to finish those 2 up. We also are working with Westerville on the Sunbury Road at Smothers Road intersection and Sunbury to the north. We are performing the construction management for Westerville. We also have, in conjunction with Dublin, ODOT, and Union County, all entities are involved in the State Route 161 and Crosby Road roundabout, which would be an improvement right there. And lastly, we're looking forward to doing the Winchester Pike at Ebright and Shannon intersection, which is just northwest of the previous project. 2 things that we've been working on this year, which are new and exciting, and we're trying to stay up with all the latest technology. We're working with the Ohio State University on some of their research with smart vehicle and autonomous technology, and how roadways that can actually interconnect and be able to work with the smart vehicles. And of course, we are also working with the City of Columbus on the Smart City program in 2 areas: transportation infrastructure, and we're kind of the liaison for the GIS mapping and getting up-to-date maps for their use. So for the roadway program portion of our budget, it comes at $40,017,408. For our bridge infrastructure program, again, We have a couple of key result measures. One is getting an overall condition index of rating of 5 or greater, which is fair to excellent. Our goal has been 98, and we've achieved 98%. And of course, we want to have 100% of our bridges inspected annually, and we have done that. 3 bridges were completed this year. The Coons Road Bridge over Hell Branch Run, which is what's pictured in the background, and then 2 Bora Road bridges were both replaced. And coming up in 2017, we have Big Run Road Bridge over Big Run, the Smothers Road Bridge over the Hoover Reservoir, which is pictured in the background, and then we have a variety of bridge and dam plate repairs, which is, as I described, it's where the bridge meets the road. We have to get those fixed up. With that section of our budget for the bridge infrastructure, for 2017, we have $10,337,936 set up. For emergency response, again, the goal is to have 100% of emergencies responded to within established time frames, and we had 82 emergencies this past year, and we're able to respond to all 82 in the proper time frame. We also have, for emergency response, is the call out for traffic signals or high priority signs, such as stop signs, that we have to get to within 2 hours, and we achieved 98% with the goal of 95%. So for our emergency response program, planning for the emergencies, we have $493,470 set up. For the survey program, again, looking at the quality of our surveys and being most of our survey monumentation is used by consultants and others, so we want to make sure it's of the highest quality for them to be able to use, and we've been able to achieve that high quality or first or second order quality, and then keeping the requests completed within the agreed upon time frame, again achieving 98% with a 95% goal. The goal for 2017 is to continue performing the accurate and precise survey control services for the land surveying and mapping needs throughout the county, and maintaining the 3,000 plus, actually it's over 3,200 monuments that we have for others to use, performing the engineering drainage surveys, and we've actually worked with the state and the Ohio National Road Association in getting the mile markers along the National Road reestablished. So for the surveying program, we've got a budget of $1,397,203. And then our 5th program is the mapping program and services. Again, this is truly our frontline public service area where we have to get the deed descriptions and survey plats, subdivision plats reviewed on a timely manner within agreed upon time frames, and we've been able to achieve that for the entire year. Some of the services provided by our tax map and mapping program is not just a review of deeds and conveyances and parcel splits, condominiums, but also the annexation plats, assigning new addresses within the county, and creating and maintaining the survey and land boundary layers within the county GIS. This coming year, in 2017, we'll also produce a new Franklin County road map and atlas. And so with those programs and services, the budget for that program is $746,570. So looking at a pie chart basically showing about 3/4 of our budget is for roadway, about 20% for bridges, and the rest for emergency surveying and mapping, with a budget just for the county engineer of $52,992,587. This is our team program here for the stormwater management. We have stormwater infrastructure, which is handled by the drainage engineer, Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District operations, help fund their operating funds, that's soil and water. Conservation easements are also handled by the Soil and Water Conservation. NPDES Phase 2 detection of illicit discharge is actually a multi-agency thing. It's whenever we're out there and finding things. It's public health, the engineer, and soil and water. And then as far as eliminating the illicit discharge, that then is the public health that is, we report those to them. Stream restoration programs managed through the Clean Ohio Fund. We don't have any going on right now, but this would be part of it if we did. And then MORPC and their Green Waste program is supported by this stormwater management program. Starting off with the infrastructure, again, there's 215 petition ditches, of which 66 are open ditches and 146 are the closed or tiled ditches, for a total of 238 miles of ditches to maintain. Things we did in 2016, Cold Ditch in Jefferson Township, Krebs Ditch in Pleasant, Haynes Ditch in Plain, Morris Ditch in Brown Township, Sims Ditch in Madison Township, Schmelzer Ditch in Prairie Township, and then Harlem Elementary for the commissioners, getting that drainage to work better. So you can see we kind of spread it around the county in terms of where we've been working. For a total this past year of 1.78 miles of tile installed and about a half a mile of open ditch channel restored. For 2017, we're looking to improve Dellinger channel in Prairie Township, continue working on the Schmelzer tile ditch, Plum Run down in Jackson Township, continuing work on the Morris ditch in Brown Township, working with the village of New Albany on Haynes ditch up in Plain Township, the Kaler open channel ditch in Blendon, the Krebs ditch in Pleasant, and the Cosgray ditch in Washington Township with the city of Dublin. So sometimes these are joint projects. I can be your button pusher if you'd like.
That'd be fabulous.
Okay.
Jennifer Fish, Director with Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District. In order to protect and improve our natural resources, including our great stream and water resources, we work hard to get the word out through education, outreach, and partnerships. In 2016, we reached out to 12,500 residents, 900 professionals, 75 businesses, 40 local governments, and 10,600 students. In 2017, our targets are to expand and better integrate regional partnerships for improved watershed coordination. And we've had some key talks with some regional partners already this year for that. Continue to expand partnerships with businesses through Gardening for Clean Water, where we work with nurseries, community backyards, where we give rebates for education, and Get Grassy programs. And the Get Grassy program is going to be a lawn care education program. And continue expanded education and messaging through partners, media, and businesses. Franklin Soil and Water has also been very successful at mapping our natural resources, identifying and implementing conservation projects, and providing technical assistance to support good land use decisions. In 2016, we have continued stormwater and watershed mapping efforts and identification of potential pollution outfalls into streams in partnership with 15 communities. We have 26 easements with 700 acres of land, and this does not include the addition of 30 acres added for an easement in the Rocky Fork watershed this year. We have completed 460 site inspections on 50 active construction sites, and we have assisted with 14 conservation implementation efforts. For 2017, our targets are continue to integrate emerging trends into our existing programs. This has been a big topic in our strategic planning this year. So that includes pollinators, urban agriculture, native plants, and nutrient management. And then continue to support low-cost and innovative conservation solutions for improved water quality, including stream restoration, basin retrofits, stream resource, and sub-watershed inventories. And that is a quick overview for us for this year.
Next we have Public Health as one of our partners.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Nikki Lemon, the Director of Environmental Health and Assistant Health Commissioner at Franklin County Public Health. I wanted to highlight just some of the responsibility and authority that we have with this partnership. We address failing household sewage treatment systems as part of the NPDES permit. Our IDDE program, which is illicit discharge detection and elimination, is very active and effective. We do have an operation and maintenance program for systems such as our aeration treatment units, and we are continuing work in our areas of concern, and I do have some additional information with that. This past year, as I said, our IDDE program has been very active and effective. Any complaints that we receive, as Dean said, through the county engineer's office or through soil and water or just the general public, we do investigate those and follow up with those for enforcement. We also, our operation and maintenance program, we permit off-lot discharging systems and inspect those annually. If we do find any deficiencies, we do follow up on that and put them through enforcement if necessary. We also have the Water Pollution Control Loan Fund. Again, this year, we received funding from the Ohio EPA to assist homeowners with systems that are in need of repair or replacement. Some of the highlights from the IDDE program from 2015, we did receive 217 complaints, and 140 of those violations were confirmed. 68 of those were discharging illicitly to the MS4s, but 72 were non-illicit discharges. Of the 65, or of the complaints that we did receive, 65 of those were abated, the illicit discharges. 3 of them applied for WPCLF funding to receive that financial assistance to get that repaired or replaced. Of the non-illicit discharges, 71 were abated and 1 is still under investigation. With regard to the areas of concern that were identified several years ago, we are currently working in Area 2, which is the Emersonia subdivision. This is located in Jackson Township, near 270 and just east of Harrisburg Pike, a little bit north of Grove City. And there are a lot of soil-based systems within that area, so it is taking longer than we had anticipated. There is a lot that goes into investigating and inspecting, evaluating these systems. We make every attempt to work with the homeowner or the resident to walk the property and identify where that system might be, and a soil-based system is underground, so it's not easy to identify all the time. We do conduct dye testing in order to determine if there is an illicit discharge, and we attempt to get inside the home to inspect the plumbing system as well to make sure that there are no plumbing violations at that time. And with our operation and maintenance program, we've been tracking over the past several years our failure rate on the first observation. And what that means is when we go out for the very first time, our environmental health technicians, to conduct that first observation, we want to increase our level of success. We want to see that system is operational when we're out there. And so we've actually seen an improvement from 2012. During that year, we had about a 15% failure rate, and we are now at 11.8. So we think that's pretty steady. That's been steady since 2013, and we really don't expect that number will change very much. We do have 2 environmental health technicians that are dedicated solely to that program, and really focus on education, and we've seen that that has made a difference. There's a vested interest with the property owner or the resident with that technician to educate themselves and learn how to keep that system operational so that it's not in failure. Looking ahead into 2017, as I mentioned, we do have funding from the EPA for the Water Pollution Control Loan Fund. We have received that for, I think, 4 years now, and we were awarded $300,000 again to assist failing systems, homeowners with failing systems, with either the repair or replacement of that household sewage treatment system. We do continue to expand the operation and maintenance program with the change in the sewage rules in 2015. We are charged by the state to inspect and catalog all household sewage treatment systems within our jurisdiction. It's going to take a number of years, but that will ultimately fall under our operation and maintenance program. We are also actively working on completing an inventory of our semi-public systems and small flow systems, and basically these are commercial sewage treatment systems that belong to businesses as opposed to household residential. And then continue working in our areas of concern and in detecting and eliminating illicit discharges. We do have one full-time equivalent, Bob Seelock, who was brought on board to head up our operation and maintenance program and to focus on inventorying those commercial sewage treatment systems. So I do want to thank you for your support and helping us get that off the ground.
Okay. So on the pictures that they have, the green dye that they use to trace the illicit discharge is showing up. When we talk about Franklin County going green, that's not the green we want. But that shows us where the problems are that we have to get fixed.
Yeah.
On a better green, the Morpsey Greenways, part of the funding here helps that area. So one of the things they've done now is Riverfest, and they've taken that down to downtown, working on the Saddle River now that that's been fixed up. So they've been promoting Riverfest annually. Some of the 2017 initiatives that they have, there we go, coming up with a green infrastructure toolkit, working on the water trails. Interestingly enough, before Ohio was Ohio, the waterways were our highways. It's actually set up that way. So we have to keep track of and keep care of our water trails. Working on updating the watershed action plans for the different watersheds within the county, and also implementation of sustaining the Saddle River and the watershed there. So for all those programs within stormwater, the budget has been set up for $2,030,815 for a grand total of the entire engineer's budget of $55,023,402. And one thing we didn't get to do, but you have on your handout, is the picture of the Lane Avenue Bridge. We actually had LED lights installed this year, and so we can do, we'll be doing red and green for Christmas. We've been doing scarlet and gray for each home game of the Buckeyes this year, so it looks kind of sharp at night. And that's the end of what we're gonna, it seemed to work this year, that's right.
Has helped.
Good.
So we're available for any questions, but other than that, thank you very much.
Thanks for such great work. We really appreciate it. It's so important to our community, every single aspect of what you hit on. So thank you very much. Clean water, good roads, smart stuff. Great.
Thanks for quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need more money for infrastructure. That's for
Yes, we do.
sure. That is for sure, so thank you for all you're doing with what we do have, all of you. Very important.
Yeah, and as fun as it sounds and as interesting as it sounds to work with smart technology and autonomous vehicles, that's another layer of cost that isn't existing right now that will be existing to be able to have your infrastructure communicate with the vehicles. And so, yeah, there's going to be continued needs
Sure.
from technology in the future.
Absolutely.
I've got a question I've never asked in all these years. How did those ditches get their names?
It's almost every one of them is from a landowner,
A family?
a family, and
So they're historic?
the ones that actually were probably the original petitioners, or that the majority of the farm, the ditch or run went through their property.
So we need a history of ditches in Franklin County.
Yeah, it ties in with the genealogy of our
Yeah.
county. Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you guys very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for the snacks,
Mhm.
the healthy
Yeah.
snacks.
You're welcome.
We can always count on you for that as well.
For snacks, this is the first year they've been healthy.